He got zero power in the jab. No respectable jab.
No respectable jab.
No respectable jab.
Zero. You feel me? Zero. Go pay attention. Go pay attention, sir.
All in the video.
We know how to punch.
That nigga hands look like a bitch. That nigga hands look like a bitch.
That nigga hands look like a bitch.
I don't see him as a bigger threat than
Just a socket.
because those guys at least had some type of equalizer. They had something to worry about.
Power.
You feel what I'm saying? We're not worried about,
Is the jab real?
I do this shit. I keep telling people I'm smarter than Bill Haney.
A week ago, we posted on the channel that film don't lie, but it should. Anyone who watched the 2 film studies and debate we posted should already know that the film definitely ain't lie, but that shouldn't always happen. We should all watch film in the industry, but most trainers don't. The few that do watch film, even less of them actually understand it. So what would you do if you meandered onto YouTube and found someone that not only did all that work for you, but came to accurate conclusions based on that film? Would you simply put that in mind and make sure what we pointed out doesn't happen? Or would you make an ass of yourself in the YouTube comment section when you should be training your son? This is the recap of Haney versus Norman as told through the dumbass comments and remarks of the intelligent and enlightened Brian Norman Sr.
No respectable jab.
In the first round, Devin was extraordinarily tentative and didn't throw much. However, with what he did do, he was already starting to lay the groundwork for his offense via a plethora of feints. Those foot feints, pre-slips, level changes, etc., had the effect of either freezing Norman or drawing out some type of offense from him. The enlightened Brian Norman Sr. didn't feel the need to prepare for these feints. Oh yeah, and Devin doesn't feint a lot. Why would you feint a motherfucker that you have an 8-inch reach over? You pop them at will. And yes, Senior, even the marching.
And it's another negativity, which I'm going to say out loud now because we can't fix it because it's too late. He marches. He's a marcher. He's a marcher. Go watch his feet. He marches. If anybody know what a march is, that's how he gets his tempo.
Yeah. In the second, we see Haney begin to bring the jab with it. Prior to the fight, I called Norman a jab eater because he near totally lacks basic jab defense. Haney constantly timed Norman as he stepped in on the front foot or shuffled in. Sometimes using small disengagement traps. Combine this with the feints, and Norman's already lack of jab defense or head movement, and the fight quickly became Jab Fest 2025.
To me, I wasn't so impressed with the performance. I'm looking at a big guy popping a guy with 64-inch reach. I'm talking about JoJo Diaz here. 64-inch reach over and over and over from outside, not letting him get close. He get close, he's smart. I know what I'm looking at. You don't know what you're looking at.
Looking at my son, telling him the truth. I do know my son need to get his head off the line. I do admit that. We do work on that. I do practice that.
Take note, Devin threw few punches against Ramirez because he was worried about getting countered by a non-counter puncher in Ramirez. He didn't tattoo Ramirez. I wonder why.
Probably saved it for your son.
I'm just here to state facts to the people that think the maker of this video is some kind of sensei. Yes, I seen the other video. Devin literally has 3 to 8-inch reach advantage on every recent opponent. Garcia and Ramirez were the only two he didn't have size and reach advantage. Literally, the first jab he threw against Garcia, he was countered. This shit only works against small people. Don't say I did tell you.
I was watching Devin Haney. I heard him talking about counterpunching. Do y'all realize that I watched a Devin Haney fight, and I be asking people to send them to me. I've never seen Devin Haney counterpunch. I think it's because he's just so big. He must so much longer than them.
Because of Norman's bladed stance, he can't pressure without having to leap out of a stance coming forward. This is something that was briefly touched on before the fight. Norman Sr., of course, didn't agree. He's still very athletic, so he had moments of success coming forward with explosive punches while Devin backed straight out. However, as we pointed out in the film study, in coming forward so recklessly, it either led to A, Junior whiffing almost comically, or B, Junior putting himself in line for the very counterpunches that Eddie Futch, Cuz D'Amato, Brian Norman Sr. said didn't exist. Haney used the level change to bait a favorable reaction. This time came Norman's lead hook, so Devin could then time and counter Norman with a leaping lead hook of his own. Again, another counterpunch that Angelo Dundee, Emmanuel Stewart, Brian Norman Sr. said didn't exist. That lack of knowledge led to Haney breaking his son's face. Haney takes the offensive, timing Norman's front foot again as Norman brings up the high guard, which Haney's very familiar with slicing up. Here's what happens when you hit a punching bag with a pillow.
I know the plan is to smother him. We ready for it. He's planning to go in there and do exactly what he thinks Quentin Randall did. You're a fucking dummy. You already cooked.
As it turns out, he did do more or less what Quentin Randall did. That's a fight where your son did win. Not exactly 10-0. Two judges had it 9-1 and one had it 7-3, but I digress. A good coach would identify his fighter's issues even in a win. A good coach will recognize his fighter's struggle regardless of outcome. You didn't. Else you would have realized that in both those fights, the initiators of these clinches was Brian Norman Jr. Leaping and jumping and rocketing in only meant falling into clinch after clinch. And I'm wondering what you could have possibly meant by "you're ready for it." In the pre-fight film study, I stated that Norman can't clinch fight, and that's what happened, but worse. Norman got routinely beat on in the clinch and manhandled with underhooks. Despite being the naturally bigger and stronger fighter, he was made small through the use of skilled clinch fighting. If only someone made a video warning you about it, might have actually had something ready. Film didn't lie, but Senior definitely had an opportunity to make it lie just a little. Instead, ego got in the way and his son got styled on. Sorry, Atlanta.
Now, that. You literally just made my point. The reason I said lately was Ryan and Ramirez. You literally just made my point, expert. The other guys literally suck and haven't done anything in boxing. Not to mention they were 135. When we beat him, don't think you get credit. You flat out incorrect.
And that's okay, you can keep it.
Fight fam. Boxing is called the sweet science for a reason. Every slip, every counter, every trap, it's all hidden in the details. At Boxing Gems, we break down those details frame by frame so fans can see the art behind the fight. If you enjoy our YouTube film studies and want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, Patreon is the place. It helps us keep producing high quality breakdowns without worrying about algorithms, and it gives you exclusive access to the content that can't make it on the YouTube. Get extended live stream breakdowns with more detail and analysis. Ask your own questions in the 24/7 chats, decide what fights or fighters we cover, and get personalized private analysis. Gain access to our thriving betting community as well as Boxing Gym's weekly picks and much more. Your support means we can keep studying the sport we love and showing why boxing is the most beautiful science. Join the Boxing Gems community on Patreon and let's keep breaking down the fight game together. This is Ryan, professional boxing analyst and founder of Boxing Gems Film Study. Film don't lie.